Hey peeps! So, I have a new acquisition. I made a little bit of a trade yesterday and got myself a Euphorbia Trigona. And I'm quite excited about this one because I've never had one of these before, but I've always thought they look kind of cool. So, to make room for this guy, I traded my pilea peperomiodes. And yeah, I know, I really liked it. It was big, it was beautiful, but it was too big. And it was just going so crazy with the pups, I just couldn't keep up anymore. So, to save a little bit of space, I traded it in for this one. And I'm quite excited about this. As you can see, it's not really in the best of state. And it looks like it's leaning a little bit, so it's being propped up with these two orchid canes, and it's actually in a decorative pot with no drainage holes. So I think, judging by the looks of it, it really does need some love. So we're going to take it out and see what we're dealing with and get it into a nice fresh pot, and we'll go over some basic care instructions from what I've been reading. So I know how to look after this guy. I mean, don't quote me, I've only just got it. I've never looked after one before, but yeah, I've done some research, so hopefully what I've read is the right care. So we're just going to get him out and take a look. Also, I forgot to mention that this guy actually has spikes. So I don't know if it's going to focus, but right here you can see along the side there's like some spikies, and they are quite sharp. So I'm going to have to get some gloves to remove this, otherwise it's going to suck. So alrighty, so I've just lifted it out of the pot, and you can see the root ball. There's two of them in here. And the root ball is quite minimal. It doesn't look like it's so healthy. And this is what it was in. It's kind of a mix of these leca balls and some soil. And as you can see, now that I can lift it up, it's just, there's no drainage hole in there at all. So that's really not ideal at all. So the new pot I've got, there's a mix of soil, cocoa coir, sand, and also some of these clay balls here. So we're just going to go through this, take off any dead leaves, like here and here, tidy it up a little bit, and get him into his new pot. Okay, so after some manoeuvring and tying back, I finally got it into its new pot. It's a new decorative pot, which I think it looks very cool in. I've also cleaned out the old pot it came in, because, you know, it's still a nice pot, so maybe I can use that for something else. So, a little bit about this plant then, from what I've been reading. This is the Euphorbia Trigona, also commonly known as the African milk tree. And it's called the African milk tree because, as you can see here, on some of the pads that I've broken off, you'll see this white liquid, which you really don't need to be getting onto your skin because it's quite toxic and it will irritate it. So if you do get it on your skin, wash it off immediately. Don't touch your face, your eyes, your mouth, nothing like that, because yeah, it's not going to kill you, but it's going to be very, very irritating, and that's not fun. So a little bit of a word of caution on that. So no matter how big or small the nick is to the plant, it's always going to secrete this white milky liquid, so be aware of that. So that's why it's called the African milk tree. It likes a lot of bright light, but apparently not direct sunlight because it can burn the plant, so it just likes bright indirect, I guess. It's something in between a cactus and a succulent, although it falls into the succulent category, despite the fact it having prickles. But yeah, I need to do some more reading about why that is, but that's just its classification. It likes to be watered, I think, depending on your climate. If you've got a really hot climate, every 7 to 10 days. But seeing as it's not very hot in Belgium where I am, I'm probably going to be watering this once a month, maybe twice a month, but I'm going to play it by eye and err on the side of caution and go maybe start once a month, because rather too little than too much. But I will of course update once this starts picking up and looking a bit more happier and healthier, and I know a little bit more about the care, so I can give you a proper care video then. It likes of course a well draining soil, so in here I've got a nice chunky mix of cocoa coir, cactus and succulent mix, sand and leca balls. So yeah, well draining soil, bright indirect light, and water once to twice a month. And that's pretty much all I can really say at this point, because I've literally only just got it. And hopefully when the roots get a bit stronger, I can take these sticks out. So yeah, one more thing before I go, I'll wrap this video up, is that I've actually got some worm castings. So I'm going to put the rest of them on the top of the soil here as some natural fertilizer, because I was hearing from some people that they like to water once a month during the growing season, which is spring and summer of course. So I'm just going to put the worm castings in here because that's a natural source of nutrients, and water it in. I think it's safe to water it at this point because yeah, the roots really weren't anchored in the other pots, and I don't think I've done damage to them, so I'm just going to give a little bit of water to encourage it to settle in, and I'll find a nice place to put it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, it's much appreciated. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.